Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deonte Burden, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned for you guys today. Tonight, we're talking about a subject matter that me and my brother Lab discuss all the time. It is the power of execution. Why your ideas ain't enough. Far too often, people have ideas or what things that they want to talk about doing, and they have those conversations with family members, conversation in the barbershop, the beauty salon, and they share thoughts and dreams with people and everything. But you know what? They never make it happen. I remember at a young age, I remember talking to my grandparents about things they wanted to do, and they were just saying, how they wanted to do this, they wanted to do that. And I was like, I ain't never see that shit, whatever. And you just like, why it never happened? I had to do this, I had to do that. And the reason why a lot of times people never make their dreams a reality or just leave those conversations with just with other people not moving it because they do not set the correct action plan in place. So tonight we're going to have a conversation about the power of execution, why your ideas alone are not enough. Okay? Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Another great Thursday.
Hey, man, best day of the week, man.
Best day of the week. Even with the thunderstorms, it's the best day of the week.
Yes,
What's been going on with you?
Man, shit, I've been working like hell, man. Right. Been caught up, man, doing all this stuff with, I'm Treasure 100 Black Men South Metro. And shit, man. They getting a lot of community service out of me.
I was just commending you on how you could go through all that. This is you're doing this, running a business and doing this, giving this community service. And a lot of times community service take up a lot of your more time than your business do. And you giving it freely, Yeah.
This day was one of them days.
Yeah.
I about to pull out the damn invoice machine.
Yeah. But you know what, you said something to me that I never really thought about we talked about that earlier, and I said, man, I don't know how you give all your time. And you said, you know what? You said something about one of your friends asked you why you don't just give it up. You was like, well, that's why you're not a leader. Yeah. That's why you're not a leader. Because you gotta be willing to give freely and not worry about the dollar amount.
Yeah. Leaders don't worry about the actual money. All the other stuff is going to come because there ain't that many true leaders.
Right.
So you actually leading and everything good, people seek you out. Ain't no shortage of suitors.
Right.
So at the end of the day, when you actually can make things happen, I tell my kids all the time, they know the rule. They finish the sentence. We can argue opinions, but we can't argue results. And at the end of the day, hey, who's your winner?
Right.
Who's, hey, that's it. Call me arrogant, call me this, call me that.
Right.
But you're going to call it done.
Right.
So those kind of things, man. But it's just one of them days and everything. I love the organization. I love them brothers and stuff like that. But you're going to have them moments. You know what I'm saying? I just need to have too damn many of them.
Right.
But with that said, that's why I say a lot of things that we do discuss, and even with tonight's show, we're going about it in regards to the power of execution. So many times people have these ideas. We can do this. We can do that. We can do that. Shit, how we going to do it?
Right.
And now crickets.
That
ain't how the hell
stuff
get done. But look, don't worry, guys. We're gonna talk about just having those ideas in your head. But guys, I'm gonna give you the blueprint on how to execute things. We're not gonna leave it in your head.
Okay.
We're not gonna leave it in the atmosphere. We're not gonna leave it in the barbershop. I'm gonna give you the blueprint on how to execute.
You're not gonna leave it to the universe.
Absolutely. Again, tonight's show we're talking about the power of execution. Why ideas alone are not enough. I also want to say what's up to my other producer Slick 316. What's up, Reek?
What's going on, Slick 316?
Hey, buddy. They're gonna laugh, buddy. What you be throwing me out?
Look, I can't steal that one. That came from DJ Rasta Shot on the other show. That ain't mine. That ain't mine.
Okay. I like that one. Rasta Shot. I like it.
That ain't mine. That's Raw and Enrica thing. I just want to throw it out there.
Okay, cool. We everything going great, but I do want to let everybody know I'm on my little personal campaign. If you all follow Mr. Short Dollar or not, you need to make sure you subscribe to it and check us out. I am on the Project 100K. I've been posting all over social media. I think we're right at 89,000 subscribers. You guys have been flooding everything. We're trying to get to that 100,000 subscribers. So I know you guys are going to make it happen. Because we should be at 90 for the end of the month. Yes, sir. We're going to get that thing.
Blow that thing.
Yes, sir. So if you have it, Make sure subscribe. Tell a friend. Everybody. Go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. We have over 1,400 videos on the YouTube channel. Active grant playlist with over 150 different grant opportunities. We got a lot of great information from entrepreneurial, finance, management, all those videos, all that great information. Everything's segregated by playlists and stuff. Go to the YouTube channel, take advantage of the information, right? So, fast forward where we at today.
Okay.
Again, we're talking about the power of execution and why ideas aren't enough, right? And one of the things about I want everybody to know at the end of the day, ideas in here are very crucial because it's good to dream. It's good to dream. It's good to think outside the box. If we didn't dream, we wouldn't have cell phones. If we wouldn't dream, we wouldn't have the internet. If we didn't dream, we wouldn't have electric cars. There are so many things that came to fruition because people dreamed.
Right.
And there's a lot of shit that didn't happen by someone that didn't happen by you, but happened by someone else because they decided to execute on their dream, right? And far too often people look at it. Because I remember I shared that before where I had one of my buddies when I had the cleaning service back in the early 2000s. My boy was like, man, well, you stole my idea. I did.
Right.
But it wasn't like I stole your idea. You weren't going to do the shit anyway.
Right.
Right? Like, I know you weren't going to do it. Right?
Right.
People just saying it like, damn, you can make this, make that, because he's eyeballing somebody else making money.
Right.
I ain't thinking that of it. Because, man, I was in the army, man. I don't want to clean shit.
Right.
So I'm sitting there like, I'm done with cleaning. But I'm looking here like, damn, you can make that, you can make that. So this about 03, 04. And I'm like, hey, let me go and put some of this stuff to use.
Right.
Let me get some of these school contracts,
Right.
these business contracts. You're like, hey, man, I was going to do that. No, the hell you weren't. Because you still ain't did it.
Right. You can still do it if I'm doing it or not, because there's other companies out there. Regardless of how many people doing it, you still can do it.
He wasn't going to do that shit.
Just say that bumper is gone.
Hell no, he wasn't going to do that shit. He wasn't going to, man, listen. I'm Mr. Make It Happen.
Right.
So I'm just sitting there like, okay, cool. I'm looking at it. Once I do my little nerd stuff and I run my numbers, I can do that. I can make some money out of it.
Right.
But it wasn't going to happen. So that is so awesome, guys, to dream. Far too often people don't see things the way you see it. They'll keep it in. They'll shoot down your ideas and your dreams. And I say it all the time. Be very, very, very careful who you share your dreams and ideas with. Because people will talk you out of shit so fast because nothing that you did wrong, but their fears and their inhibitions will talk you out of it.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. I always say it's very important to get good counsel. So you got something in your head. Because I go to my OGs, I go to my mentors, I go to my friends that have experience with a certain thing. Man, let me run this by you. And they'll give me insight, not to talk me out of it, but to give me guidance on things to look at that I might not be looking for. Like, damn, I ain't think about it. From that point, I can sit here and make an informed decision to see if I want to move with it or not. That's why I always tell you guys, that's why the president got his cabinet. That's why the prime minister got parliament. They got, educated people, experienced people to help them make an informed decision. At the end of the day, you're going to be the one to make that decision.
Right.
But it's so important to dream. It's so important. Don't let nobody say it's saturated. It's too many of these and too many of those. You ain't got to sell to everybody. You just need to sell to the people that want to buy your stuff.
That's it.
That's it. You don't have to be platinum, the biggest, the baddest. You don't have to be there. You just got to make sure the math works in regards to what you're trying to do. And don't ever get afraid of doing that. Well, everybody got this. Everybody got that. So, and you can be one more. Right? What we do know, there are no shortage of Dollar Trees. What we do know, there are no shortage of Dollar Generals.
Right.
Very well.
Then what we do know ain't no shortage of McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly.
And those are franchises. Which are individual owners. So
at the end of the day, if they sitting there and those guys are open and they stand open in there, even though they have the leverage of having a franchise, those individual stores are doing okay, right? So you start looking at if they can do that, it's something more of their model than actually just we're looking at certain things, right? You got a Chick-fil-A open 6 days a week,
right? And
they'll make it. Their profit margins are bigger than their competitors that open 7 days a week,
right?
And they still not even working the same damn hours, right? Those kind of things we got to take into consideration. So do not let people talk you out of your dreams. Let people talk you out of certain things. Just be careful who you share stuff with, right? But when we start going to the other side of it, when we got the ideas, I want to have this, I want to have that. Because I had over the years, guys said, well, look, man, I ain't going to say this to you because I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Negro, you can't. Come on, man.
Let's be realistic.
Let's be realistic.
Right.
People actually paid me to help them do what you trying to tell me you want to do, right? But Be very mindful, guys, when we go to the other side of it, the dream, the idea, to the execution of making it happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's where this gets a little funky, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as easy as you think.
Right.
It's not as easy as most people want. I want to have this store. I want to have this business. I want to have that. Business is very grueling. Business is very grueling. A lot of times we get caught up when we see another person. But man, I see him out there pressure washing. I see him out there landscaping. I see him out there baking cakes. And people like to have, especially in this magical city called Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
People like to sit here and just push out, we doing this, we doing this, we doing good. But they could be projecting their business, but they're not showing the other side of it. Man, this shit is rough.
Right.
I'm not bringing home what I'm showing people.
Right.
You know, you like posting and telling and stuff like that, but it's very, very grueling. That's not to make you not do it, but what it is to make you be realistic. When you where you are here and when you want to get here, it's a process.
Mm-hmm.
It's a journey. And you just got to be ready and prepared mentally, spiritually, whatever, financially, to be able to go on that journey.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Again, the power of execution, to go from that idea, that dream, that plan, to be at that final destination. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Guys, again, I'm Deonte Burden, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. This is the Dollar Hour. Right now, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. We have we just said 1,400 videos, active grant playlist with over 150 different grant opportunities. Make sure you go there and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Feel free to call in if you have any questions or comments about the subject matter we're talking about tonight. If you need any kind of assistance on how to execute your plans or your dreams, call in tonight. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. There is no stupid question or comment. There is no stupid question or comment. So call in. If you're like, man, I'm in this funk, I'm looking to do this, I'm not for sure what's going on, you can holler at me now. Guys, I charge $2.10 an hour, and your boy stay booked. This shit is free now.
Right.
I've been doing it for 20 years.
Right.
Call in. It's free. We family. I got you.
Right.
So if you got an idea, you got a business, you got something, I'm just wondering why it's not happening, call in now. 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894, guys. Listen, when we start talking about the value of having ideas, the importance of idea in entrepreneurship is just the innovation, creativity, and the vision that you provide. Thinking outside the box. You should not be limited by other people's just their limits. So if you see yourself here, you see yourself there, we can be there.
Okay.
That's why we have people walking the moon. That's why we have cell phones.
That's right.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
That's why you got cell phone in your watch.
Exactly.
Right.
So you can't, if you can think it, it is possible. It is possible. When I was in grad school, 14, 15, the guy said the kids that are born today would not drive their cars. So you fast forward 15, 18 years. So we're looking at 2033, right? That's possible.
We there now, though. Think about these robo taxis and stuff.
Well, what is the Wallow? What they call
Waymo,
right?
Yeah.
So we still in testing for ages. They bumping their heads and all this other kind of stuff.
Right.
But we're in 2005.
Right.
So we're talking about 8 years from now.
Right.
Better get ready.
Yeah.
Better get ready. So I'm just saying that those kind of things, guys, we're really gonna be on some shit with the Jetsons. You know, in the next 10 years. So I just want people to understand your mind is so powerful and it's so awesome to dream. People just get lost when they see that from the start to the finish line is rough.
It's a long journey.
It's rough. That's why I used to love track so much, because when you ran track, you determined it didn't matter who was the fastest. Who can, like you said, who could endure to the end. Because the fastest dude pulled a muscle. Second fastest dude had a false start. Third fastest dude kind of stepped out of the lane, disqualified. Because you didn't quit, you won. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. And in life, guys, if you don't quit, you know one thing will happen. You'll finish. But if you quit, you don't know how far from the destination.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the problem that, and as an entrepreneur who we've had these conversations many times, I don't think the journey is the problem for some of us. I'm not gonna speak for all of us. For some of us, I think, how long do we run the race before we finish, or before we decide that it's finished? You get what I'm saying? Because, like you said, if you don't run the race, you know one thing, you're not gonna finish. But if you run it, you gonna finish. So I guess the question is, if we're running a race and we don't feel like and we're not winning, when do we finish? That's what my question. Like when do I finish? When I'm gonna stop tripping over obstacles and trying to jump over hurdles and just say, you know what, I'm done with this race.
Fair enough question. The point when you ask question, you say, well, look, am I spending too much time? Am I wasting my life? Are we doing this? I'm spending money, spending time, but nothing's happened. Nothing happened. That the reason why that happens a lot of time that people stop and quit because people don't have a plan. They don't have different benchmarks. They don't have different stake points during that process. What we're going to talk about tonight,
right?
To do it, they just move it. They stand, okay, I'm going, I'm here,
right,
and I want to be there.
Right.
But we always say goals got to be two things. They got to be attainable and they got to be incremental. But if you sit there and say, okay, from here to here, I need to be here. And you can sit there and assess because I didn't get to, if it's 4 steps, I didn't get to step 1 at the point where I thought I was going to get to. Why didn't you? We can look at that. But when you just say, I want to do it and then I want to be there, you're just moving.
Right, right.
Because once you sit there and make your plan, you can be realistic. Look, this shit going to take a year. Damn, I forgot, man, because we got to do that. They got to do that. People don't want to do the plan. Why? Because the plan makes you accountable.
Right.
That's now you make accountable. Now I can sit here and say, well, look, man, you know your ass didn't do that. But it's easy for people to punk and say, I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Nobody didn't tell me.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
So to your point, it is less the point of like, hey, I'm just going to be spinning the wheel like a hamster. When we set the plan, we set those checkpoints, we set those benchmarks where we need to be at a certain time. We're not trying to get to the finish line. We got to get to phase 1.
Okay.
Okay. Now we got to get to phase 2.
Okay.
Okay. Now we got to get to phase 3. Then we get to phase 4. We're done. But we just say, I just want to move. And that's your plan. You ain't going to do shit. You're not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
The problem, like the reason why the plan's not set up, oh, this shit going to take too long. Oh, you ain't got to do this. Oh, you ain't got to do that.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And
we want to find the shortest way to the finish line.
Absolutely.
Right.
Path of least resistance.
Right.
What's going to be the easiest way?
Right.
I go through this all the time with people.
Yeah.
But then when you don't turn around, now you don't waste your 401k, you don't waste your tax return, you don't spend the money from such house, you don't refinance, took all the money out, and now you done lost all that shit. And now you saying to yourself like, oh man, folks didn't do this, I didn't do that. It was you.
Nobody want to support me.
It was you.
Right.
Because your ass didn't want to sit here and just be realistic, man. It's gonna take me a little while. It's gonna take me a little while. Well, we did this 3-4 years last for. Hell, I know we were monetized.
No, we were monetized for a very long time.
Like, we just taking it. Just like we doing now. It wasn't an issue of, hey, I'm trying to get this, I'm trying to get that. But when people, I see it all the time, they want to spend $2,000 in podcast equipment and sit their ass down.
Right.
And after 15 minutes, they forgot what they ran out of shit to
talk about. That's the hardest part right there.
So it's a process,
right? And I say all the time when I tell people when they come down here, guests come down and they talk about, oh yeah, I want this. I say, the hardest part for a podcaster to do is to talk when nobody's listening.
There you go.
It's to stream the video when nobody's watching. And I say, and that's where a lot of people give up. They don't want to. They see instant success in podcasting because they see all these podcasts with millions and millions of views and all that stuff. But the problem is, you don't realize those are celebrities. Or there's this. So you got to be able to. We've been doing this for a very long time. We've been doing Misfits Radio TV for 9 years. I mean, I'm still ain't the benchmarks I want to be, but traction is building. You get what I'm saying? But that's 9 years in. I went to a seminar online. The guy said, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I've been doing podcasting for right at 15 years. He said, I didn't start making no money till my 11th year.
Yeah. And see, that's people get it. You can't get caught up in the celebrities and people sharing their stories and stuff like that. The only way unless you see them numbers, like you see them, not what's scrolled or told and everything, but just guys, they be able to ride the waves. Again, when we're talking about the power of execution, why the ideas aren't enough, we're gonna start that whole pathway to just start looking at why things don't happen for you when you have your ideas and dreams. We want you to dream, but we want to be able to put that roadmap in place. So the first thing we want to just discuss is why ideas alone aren't enough. Guys, we got what we call the execution gap, where there's a common gap between having a great idea and actually bringing it to life. Because far too often we sit here and say, man, I want to do that. Man, I've been cooking for a long time. Man, I really enjoy cutting grass.
Right.
Man, I like cutting hair and doing hair and not doing it. So you got that execution gap. And what happens, guys, you got to be realistic about the time frame that you have available to put stuff in, because things happen in life. Things happen. I remember there was a time, just being transparent, I remember my oldest son had got out of college. And I remember he was saying like all these kind of things about he want to do from an entrepreneur standpoint.
Right.
See, this is one of the problems. A lot of times people, what's your dream and then what's reality? Not saying not to do it, but it may not necessarily, might be a little fuzzy. But what I thought about, I had my thinking cap on, bro, you just played collegiate ball. You have several of your former teammates from baseball, football, basketball that are in the NFL. You trying to do your little clothing line, they're your partners.
Right.
Let them wear it.
For real.
Send that to them, let them wear it and do this, that, and that. I mean, I thought I was talking Arabic. You know what I'm saying? So here what I'm talking about, that execution gap. You only had, I told him then, I said, good looking kid. You still got your six pack. 20, 22, 23, want to do the fitness, go out here and do that. You only had a gap between that 22 to probably 28, maybe possibly 30, where you sees it. So now, a lot of them guys over 30, you ain't got your six pack no more.
Right.
So a lot of options that were there aren't there anymore.
Right.
So just because you can sit and say, well, you can do it, it's not that you can have that time. So that execution gap is very crucial. Not to say you can never do something, but to have an easy impact, you know, we're going to have it. Because you can have family issues, health issues, kids issues, financial issues.
Right.
So when it comes to that, you got to get out of that. I want to. When you guys time to start, when you start dreaming shit, take your ass to the lab, write it down, get that plan together.
Right.
That's what we mean by that, you know, that execution gap in terms of the time when you had that idea and laying it out. Because that shit will stay in your head and the atmosphere forever and disappear if you don't decide to make stuff happen. Then we start talking about just that rich stagnation where we just say, look, some people just idea junkies. And I mean, you ever had somebody always talk about, man, I would think about doing this, doing that, and they damn that gets you excited that they done, you know, they always talking about the shit they'll never damn do. They mind, yeah, because it's like, damn, man, that's a good idea and stuff like that, and it just stay in brainstorming, stay in planning, and just run their damn mouth and don't do a damn thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I know a few people that do that.
You get what I'm saying? Hey, you get kind of excited just hearing the shit that they'll never damn do. And it's I won't say it's sad because you never know the seriousness of people. But when you can, that could easily be you. Well, just man, I ought to do this, I ought to do that. Because I'm a firm believer that God give us skills that we can monetize. I always say, so many of us, especially if you're north of 40, you have millions of dollars in between your ears from over 20 years of work experience that you probably didn't have that you can actually go out there and monetize and get paid for.
Right.
We all have that. The issue come up to, and not saying you got to, but if you want to do that, just execute it and get paid off of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I came into entrepreneurship more so. Me and my ex-wife were just young. We just trying to make some extra money.
Right.
We started having success, and I fell in love with the success of the businesses. She just wasn't really into it like that because we trying to do it, you know, make some money. When we started, you know, getting more confident, like she didn't really care about that, right? Which is nothing wrong with that, but that was just how I came about doing it, and I became, I won't say addicted, but I fell in love with the feeling of starting and making shit happen.
Right.
I love sealing deals, making things happen, and all that kind of stuff. And the byproduct be success, byproduct be money. But there are so many people that have awesome ideas that they never push. Now, some of them got some stuff that that shit ain't gonna work.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's more they have the awesome idea, and I think a lot of times for a lot of us entrepreneurs is the idea is awesome. Like you say, it's great. But where to start? Well, you know, we get so bogged down by just life and trying to, you know, maintain life that we just don't know where to start. Where's the best? Then you try to ask people, or you try to, you know, get counseling, like you always say, people, you know, get the professionals and all that stuff. And you try to do that, and then they something happen where they mess you up. So a lot of times I think it'd be the fear of not knowing where to start and the fear of starting and then getting messed up by something or someone else.
Well, the first part, the fear of not knowing where to start, I think that's bullshit. In fact, we got something called YouTube University, Google University. So you may not necessarily get the exact proper way, but you can get some initial guidance. Like, and this Chat GPT, Gemini shit is going on.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no. Oh, no.
Right.
Like, there is no excuse, lab.
Right.
In 2025, like, you may not get the exact way to start, but you will get a way to start.
Right.
And to the second part, to say, okay, I might get screwed, this, that, and then all that kind of stuff, go lay up on the rock.
Right.
At the end of the day, anybody can take you. Anything can go wrong and all that kind of stuff. But you got it. You got a 50% chance. A 50% chance of being successful if you start. But you got 100% chance of not a damn thing happening if you just stay still.
I got you.
If you don't do shit,
famous words.
You got
most famous word ever spoken.
Hey, if you don't do shit, you got 100% chance not a damn thing gonna happen.
Right.
But if you try, you got a 50% chance. So at the end of the day, surefire, this, that, and that, I can get you this. I ain't saying that's gonna happen.
Right.
But at the end of the day, guys, you can't sit here and want people to want shit for you more than anything, right? That may be your spouse, significant other, your parents, or family that'll do that, but the world don't give a damn about you like that.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you want to do it, you got to do it. So, what's up, Misty? No excuses. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You can't really trip about that. If you, and at the end of the day, lab, you can just stick your toe in the water.
Yeah.
You ain't got to sit here and risk the farm. Hey, let me just do a little stuff on the side. Let me couple yards on the weekend when I'm off. Cut a couple heads, bake a couple pies, see how it goes. You want to go further, we can roll from there, right?
Right.
But at the end, if you don't start, you got 100% chance ain't shit gonna happen. I'm just saying.
That is 100% true.
Hey, you go to Vegas with that bullshit. You just gotta look at that. So we start to understand why the ideas aren't enough. We start looking at action and inaction. You know, at the end of the day, guys, you know, that's those are the best stats and percentages I can give you. You gotta sit here and just want to take that chance if you want things to happen. And if you try, it don't work, you can always say, "What? I tried it." Man, I'm gonna tell you something, and I hate to say this, but it's a look when you talk to somebody as they get older, and they have that look of regret. Regret's so damn painful. That look of regret. I wish I had them. I wish I had them. Because when you start to really come to the real fruition of, I got more time behind me than I got in front of me.
Right.
And you know you can't do certain stuff. I don't want that feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And my grandmother, and my mother too, but my grandmother she was a good artist. Like, my grandmother really could draw a lot. She was really into art. She would put puzzles together and paste them to a board so they'd be pictures and put frames on them and stuff. But she was a really good artist, and she never really went down that road.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I used to talk to her when she was still alive, and I would talk to her about her art, she'd say, "Yeah, you know, I just had a family, and it just wasn't the right time." And I said, but yeah, well, when, the right time was when? She said, it just never seemed to be the right time. So she was really disappointed about that. Like, she really was in the art. She would put 5,000 piece puzzles together of just the clouds and do it, and then put it in the frame, and it'd be a picture. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
it amazes you.
Right.
The capacity of doing that.
Right.
And that's the thing. I never have, I never knock anything with people, because at the end of the day, we have our parents, grandparents, our OGs, grandmama, granddaddy took and make sacrifices to make sure we here and stuff like that. You appreciate it.
Right.
But when we sit there and say sometimes things weren't done, not necessarily because the person sacrificed it, we talking about just action. Action. Well, like, man, I wish I had did this, that, because sometimes in life we can't. Sometimes we can't do. I had to wait till my older son, and I gave up a lot to make sure, okay, cool, he good.
Right.
Able to get his football scholarship and everything. And I knew that gap between him and P. So I said, okay, let me go knock out grad school. Let me go get my health and get it back in shape.
Right.
Do all that kind of stuff. That was on me. I could have chose not to do a damn thing
Mm-hmm.
at that time. I could have said I ain't going to grad school. I ain't going to expand the businesses.
Right.
Then I got it with a certain point. But look, shit, I'm making this money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of arguing with these damn folks at my job. Let me go and start my own shit before they fire my ass.
Right.
I wasn't doing shit.
Let me get gone before they get me gone.
Hey. What makes you say graveyards have a lot of dreams, unfortunately? Absolutely.
Let's Talk American Radio says, great topic. Tips to carry out a plan despite challenges.
Absolutely. Well, see, the thing of it is, man, that's just part of being human.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have dreams, we have aspirations, have things we want to do. And to your point, you asked the question in regards to not necessarily knowing how to do it,
mm-hmm.
or worrying about people, screwing us and stuff like that. That gonna happen. But right now we have a whole lot more opportunities than the people before us.
Right. I'm gonna give you a good story with my story.
Okay.
I've always, when I started learning how to DJ and I was young, I was like 12, 13. And me and my friends, we said, hey, man, we're gonna be superstar DJs. We're gonna be like such and such. In Chicago, we have certain DJs. We're gonna be like this, we're gonna be like that. And then when I got older and I had my first child, I put all that on the back burner. And I kept saying, now I'm 55. I said, man, what if I had just went and executed this? What if I had executed it in spite of, still took care of my family, but just pushed forward on this whole, just tried it. Yeah. What if I would have just tried? Because I felt like if I would have just tried it and executed it better instead of just putting it on the back burner, because I had this, I had this family going on, I could have did both. But it would have been very difficult. But if I really wanted it, I probably could have did it. So that's totally my fault.
But that's the thing, we say we go back with certain stuff.
Right.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, when I went to grad school, my ex-wife, I'm not knocking her or anything like that, with that. Because it's just my vision. She ain't supporting me with that shit. She didn't say don't go. But I'm like, hey, I'm ready to go to grad school. She just, okay. It wasn't nothing, she tried to be negative about it and everything. She started getting a little funky.
Right.
The process going on and everything. But I'm just being honest with you. She didn't, it wasn't that, you go boy moment or you can do it. I ain't getting none of that.
Right.
And I didn't get, negative response, but it was 150% me initiated to do that because I wanted to do that. Even when I left my job, went full swing, 100% self-employed. It wasn't no, hey, I believe you can do it.
Right.
I was extremely frightened and extremely scared. And I don't know what was going on in her head in regards to was she, okay, I trust Pooch can do it, or she was scared. I don't know. Right. To be totally honest with you. But I knew that I wanted to do it so damn bad, I didn't give a shit.
Right.
No, I didn't care. Because I knew that, and me and you talk about this a lot, I had been so selfless with other people, and I just seen like, this shit ain't gonna change. And I'm glad I did, because I have learned in life right now, as a parent, or even just say if you got a spouse, I mean, you don't know if folks gonna appreciate what you did.
Right.
And your time be done sit there and went away and you can't get that shit back.
Yeah.
And I was so selfless.
And I didn't discover the selfless part until later on in life, unfortunately. I probably should have been more aggressive toward it earlier in life. When in my 30s and 35-year-old, I probably could have still been that DJ I wanted. But, you put the stuff on the back burner. You go to school. You do the things you think you need to do as an adult, as a responsible father and husband, and all the dreams that you may have and aspirations, you put those on the back burner. And I had the same issue with that you had. My ex-wife wasn't feeling that DJ thing. She was like, like, no. And I mean, she was very adamant about, we ain't got money to buy this or do that, so.
I do want to say this, though. People ain't obligated to understand and see your vision.
Right.
So I do want to stress that to people.
Right.
My ex-wife was not obligated to be you go boy.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if she felt, hey, I trust you, I'm just riding with you. My vision is my vision.
Right.
So do not expect everybody to have the confidence, the foresight, and all that stuff support with your stuff. Now, again, you don't want people that are close and care what you're saying that negative to you. But don't let that be a hindrance, because folks close to you
Right.
Don't just, okay, yeah, I got it. I see it. No.
Right.
Your vision is your vision. Miss
Right.
say, proud of your journey. I appreciate that, Miss. And
Slick
Miss for co-workers, man.
Oh, okay.
You know, and everything. So I appreciate that a whole lot.
Slick 316 says support at times will make or break some ideas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You talk to the wrong damn person.
Right.
My ex-father-in-law, who I don't get along with his ass now, but me and him at some point were cool.
Mm-hmm.
We were very cool. But I remember Pop used to, no matter what came out my mouth, oh yeah, I know somebody do that. You don't really do that shit. It was just something you were like, you don't know nobody do this.
I want to be a nuclear physicist.
Yeah, I know somebody do that. Every time. Every time. You know what? And 20-some-year-old Poochie would be like, whatever. 30-some-year-old Poochie. Now you see, because remember, we get older. The people that we look up to are older. Now we start seeing them for who they are. Right. Get 40, like, you ain't did that. You don't know nobody. But you younger, because you're so young, you don't know anything. You feel me?
Right.
But I can't stress enough. Be very, very careful who you share your dreams with. Guys, remember tonight we're talking about the power of execution, why ideas alone aren't enough. The power of execution, why ideas.
What's going on, Trap House Meet You?
What's going on now? Why ideas alone aren't enough. Guys, feel free to call in if you got questions, concerns, comments you want to ask or add to the conversation. The call-in number 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. The power execution, why ideas alone aren't enough.
Let me say something. We talk about execution. I got to say, Trap House Music is an artist that we've had down here done interviews with us before. Mm-hmm. Makes great songs. Mm-hmm. Great songs.
Okay.
But he never put them anywhere. They never beat. Like, he got a new song called Beef It Up. We did Beef It Up again. Okay. That's really doing great numbers. But before that, he had a Christmas song that he sent us. Great Christmas song. Never heard it anywhere. Like, it's like we have several artists that do great music down here that come down here, make tons of albums, and they never put them out. Execute this thing. I mean, if we're listening to this music and it sounds great, why not put it out? We're talking about power execution, right?
Come on, Trap House Music. Well, you know what though? If you say, brother, they got everything going, doing well. If you done started, awesome.
Right.
But far too often, once we do put wheels in motion, you know what hit us? I could have been did this shit.
Right.
I could have been did this.
Right.
Why the hell I didn't do this earlier?
Right.
And it just be like that sometimes. But we do know time is the one commodity we can never get back. Time is the one commodity you can never get back. Mm-hmm. You're only going to be 48 years old, 7 months, one time.
Right.
So when that shit go, it's gone, right? Mm-hmm. So just take advantage of it. Again, I always tell folks, stick your toe in the water. You ain't got to do the whole thing.
Right.
But just stick your toe in the water. Just see. Don't be the reason your hindrance with everything you don't do. Sexy Redbone 28 says, so true. Some people can kill your dreams with words. It happens all the time. But you are the person that determine the impact that you're going to let people have on your dream. Mm-hmm. You're the person with that. So if you know a person, I'm just share this with you. If you know a person has that kind of impact to kind of shake you out of shit, and they might be close to you, just don't share shit with them. They might say, well, damn, man, that's my husband, that's my girl, that's my mama, that's my friend. I get it. But your ass know they're going to say some shit to do it. Keep it to your damn self. Keep it to your damn self. Right. They be like, well, you don't want to share shit. Because at the end of the day, you know the kind of impact they can have on you. Mm-hmm. Your desire for them to be supportive and push shit is great. Mm-hmm. But if you already know, that's your silly ass if you're going to keep putting stuff before them for them to shoot down.
Right.
Well, I feel like they should be, they with me or they close to me, they should be supportive. You're probably right.
Right.
But the shit ain't going to happen.
Right.
Right? So at the end of the day, we have something called reality.
Right.
And reality supersedes any dreams, right? Because at the end of the day, if you know that, why do that? So just be very, very careful with that. Because far too often, I think people have those folks in their lives because they're close to us. Right. And it'll make such an impact to hear your significant other that doesn't compliment you all the time say, I'm proud of you. Yeah. I get it.
Right.
But that shit ain't going to happen. So that dream, the aspiration we have, we're not going to lose that because I just want this person to co-sign on me because they ain't going to do it.
Right.
So we live in the real world. We're not going to live in, fantasy eyes. So I just want to share that with people because far too often people will do that and let their guard down and let somebody that's very close to them
break their
do
heart.
that. Just don't share that shit with them.
Right.
I get it. Well, because I hear it all the time. I feel like they should. They probably should, but they ain't gonna do it. What the fuck you keep doing that for?
Right.
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 That's just the harsh reality of life, right? So again, we're talking about the power of execution. What I want to do, number one, we start talking about execution. Execution is defined as the turning point into turning things into actions, walking through obstacles, and maintaining persistence. Some of the key traits of great executors, guys. Some of the key traits. 3 things you got to make sure you got to stand on. That you got to be disciplined, you got to be focused, and you got to be resilient. You got to be disciplined, you got to be focused, and you got to be resilient. Let me tell you something, guys. People know me. Know I do the same boring routine every damn day.
Right.
I probably eat the same boring ass shit every damn day. I have a little fun,
Right.
but I usually do the same shit every day. I'm a very, very disciplined person. Some things kind of maybe go probably sometimes with a diet and stuff. For the most part, I stick to the same damn routine. I make sure that whatever I want to do from a focus standpoint, I stay locked in. You gotta stay locked in. Push distractions to the way. Sometimes, hey man, I ain't spoke to you today. I ain't seen you. I ain't heard from you. I ain't got time for that shit. I gotta get this done.
Right.
At the end of the day, cool. After that's done, hey y'all, let's fellowship.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, but right now, this shit got to get done. So if you feel some type of way by me taking care of some stuff, I can't deal with that shit. I got to get this done. And the last part, guys, that resilience, shit gonna happen. You're gonna hear things you don't want to have happen. Things gonna get slowed down. You're gonna have failures, gonna have setbacks. You got to be built for that. You got to be built for that, guys. You got to be built for that. And so you start talking about people that are great at executing, they are extremely resilient. They understand at the end of the day that they're going to take 2 steps forward, 3 steps backward. 3 steps forward, 2 steps backward. 5 steps forward. That's how things happen. Things don't necessarily fall into place the way you want to have happen. Damn, Lab, this some shit happen. I come in, me and Lab sit here and just say different stuff, and then we'll talk about the successes we have. But at the end of the day, anytime there's been any kind of progression, there has been things that happen to set stuff back. That make you feel some type of way, like I don't feel like fucking with this stuff no more, right? I don't feel like dealing with this stuff no more. But you got to be resilient. If you got tender skin, if you're really sensitive about certain stuff. I've been in situations where a lot of, especially in leadership like I am now, I deal with a lot of professional brothers that I think are very, very, very sensitive. Y'all know I'm straight out of Bankhead, so I'm sitting there like
in the military, so that's whammy right there.
Act like a little damn girl. I don't call them girls,
right?
Like a little X word. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With an SS and a Y. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Right.
You know, so at the end of the day, things are gonna happen, and we got to get out of our feelings with doing that. So mental toughness, guys, you got to be disciplined, got to be focused, and you got to be resilient. Those are key things. And if you know you're not like that, get your shit together and work on that.
You know what you tell me all the time? It's business, it ain't personal.
It's business, it ain't personal.
Right. Everybody ain't obligated to like what you sell or like what your idea is. You always say they like this business ain't personal. I ain't never screwed over nobody. Right.
You're gonna have a hard time finding somebody say, well, Poochie screwed me. Now you might see me like, damn man, I ain't like how Poochie did this, but I was fair and I was right. If these the rules, these the rules. If you my friend, no matter what I decide, as long as I'm being in the rules.
Right.
I make some shit as I go and I do some stuff, switch up some stuff, went behind your back. That's a whole different conversation.
Right.
But I think I got a good enough reputation. You gonna have to find a liar to sit here. You got to find a liar to sit here and say the shit that you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I stand on stuff. Even when I take that L, so I take an L if I'm wrong. I got no problem calling nobody, man, my bad. And I don't like saying my bad. So usually if I do stuff, I went through it several times to do it. But I got no problem. If I'm wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So that's why I say, like, hey, you got to be built a certain way. It business ain't that personal. You know what I'm saying? We sit here and do it because when you're in leadership and you're trying to make things happen, you're going to understand that things are going to go your way sometimes. But also part of it, you're going to have to agree to do things that you didn't necessarily like doing it, but it's not nothing wrong with it. It just wasn't your way of doing it. But if you part of the group or the organization, that's what they decided on.
Mhm.
Nothing illegal. It's not necessarily in your eyes the best way of doing it. But if you sign on to do it, now if you sign on to do it and you don't get your way, and you're like, well, I don't want to do it no more. That's your punk ass.
Right.
But when you sitting there, you want to have things happen. Because when you're in business, you can have a vision, you have a plan, but reality happens.
Mm-hmm.
Vendors change, laws change. You get highway expansion.
Mhm.
You know, you get new people in the office and they start raising taxes on this, all that kind of stuff. You got to be able to adapt, adjust, pivot. And if you're not able to do that, you can poke your lip out all you damn want, but that's not how things gonna happen.
Right.
Stuff gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you sit there, oh, I don't want to do, I don't want to do that. Feel bad about it. Feel funny about it. Be upset.
Right.
But you just can't stay in there.
Right.
You can't stay in there.
They say give 48 hours.
48 hours. Get your ass up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there are so many people I deal with personally. They still stuck in shit.
Mm-hmm.
They still stuck in. Then they bitter. They mad.
Mm-hmm.
They unhappy. And they ain't gonna never get out of it until they make a personal decision to get out.
Get
of
up.
It. Okay, so I just want you guys to understand that, guys. We started talking about the power of execution, time and resources. You know, again, guys, you gotta understand the sacrifice of time, money, and effort, but it's necessary to have your success. Mm-hmm. You gotta understand, guys. You gotta give some shit up. You are not going to be able to make certain things happen. We talking about from an execution standpoint. If you ain't willing to give up shit,
that's the part.
Ain't willing to give up something. I was very, very adamant about when my oldest son, when we would go to the training sessions and his peers, and they wanted to do this and they wanted to do it on the weekend, and we doing the football training, going this, that, and that. He committed to Vanderbilt March of his junior year. Mm-hmm. And this over 10 years ago, right?
Right.
So we went his senior year. We had to do that. We was on cruise control. Mm-hmm. And now everybody was trying to do what we had did in 4 or 5 years in a damn school year.
Right.
And that shit wasn't going to happen.
Right.
You have to be able to sacrifice. Mm. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, sacrifice is one of them things that a lot of people don't realize. Is you have to give up a lot of things when you're an entrepreneur. You have to give up a lot of things, time being one of them. You have to give up time. You got to. We've had this conversation. You know, to say you've had it on the show. You got to. You know, sometimes you might not be able to go to that baseball game or do this or do that. You said you've done that before.
That's the key thing you just said.
Right.
When we say time, we're talking about events.
Right.
Birthday parties.
Right.
Dinner with your significant other. You're not being able. You might miss some stuff with your kids. Mm. You have to be mentally ready for that. And if you say, I don't want to do that, be okay with understanding, but certain shit ain't going to happen.
Right.
I remember the Dave Thomas that founded Wendy's, just how he was just sharing, like, he didn't know what the hell was going on with his kids.
Right.
They had his daughter's picture on the thing, but I just remember for him to get everything to a certain point, he just focused on the business. Mm-hmm. Loved his family, but he just wasn't there. Mm. And I don't think a lot of times people think about that. The interview with Shaq was talking to his son Sharif, and they was talking about the thing. You seen that on? I seen that online. Yeah. He was just like, "Hey man, I missed out on all y'all shit."
Right.
He said, "If you want to do this and be successful, you got to be willing to give this up. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen the way you want it to happen, right? You got to give some stuff up, and so you got to be when we start talking about this stuff, guys, of executing, be mentally prepared." But this shit to be inconvenient for you. Mm. It got to be inconvenient. But if you want to say here, I got to go to my baby party. I got to do this. I got to do that. Shit, you got better deal with it.
That's one of the key issues I dealt with with my ex-wife. You know, I was doing this. We were doing this home improvement, flipping stuff with a friend or a guy I knew years. We talking about it in 2000. Uh-huh. You know, we doing the flipping and housing and all that. He's showing me all the business, all the ins and outs of the business, and how he was going. You know, he did make a pretty big business out of it. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing was, you know, I was gone the weekends a lot. I mean, I was gone a lot of weekends. Yeah. The only thing that we did not really work is like Mother's Day, if it fell on the weekend. Gotcha. Because we had wives. So, but it was like, my wife's like, well, I want you to go to this wedding with me today. I was like, I can't go. I'm doing this. You know, we got this. We're going to finish up, get done. I'm learning the ins and outs. Wow, you always go. You always this. And it's like, you know, you don't see the end result. Like, you don't see, like, you can do certain things. You don't keep a job. So I got to keep a job. And I'm doing this to learn better things. And we talk about this whole regretting thing. You know, when he built his business and he started going out on his own, he was like, you know, you stay with me and it's gonna be me and you. And I really believed that in my heart that was the case. But when he first started out, he couldn't pay me much.
Yeah.
And I had a family, so I couldn't stick around.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, well, we gotta pay this, we gotta pay it. So it was kind of like, I gotta go. I gotta find a regular job where I can afford to take care of my family too. But I believe if I would have stayed, I'd probably be CEO of a big corporation by now because he executed and he showed me how to execute.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, you know, hindsight the best side, but you got something like you said, reality. I got certain things got to come into place. And unfortunately, we're not always privy to be able to do certain things at a certain time when opportunities come.
Right.
That ain't, you know, again, I can't, I don't think I would have did anything different than what you did. If I couldn't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I still got to take care of that. That's why I be kind of so stuck on like now, if I just worry about pooching, shit. I did that worry about 4 or 5 damn people.
Right.
Shit, my shit been super splendid.
Right.
Just having to worry about just pooching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't knocking it. But I'm just saying like that.
I know Poochie can go without a sandwich tonight, but I don't think them other three gonna go without.
You know, but that's the thing about it, man. So just being able to do that. So, and also we talking about the power of execution is learning by doing, highlight those mistakes and getting feedback. You know, just with doing it. Hey, remember, guys, when things don't work right, it's not a failure. It's just a teaching moment. And just understand, okay, guys, I tried it. It didn't work. You know, maybe next time we do this different. Hey, let's try it a different way. Setbacks and failures are just stuff to educate you. They ain't nothing to sit there and halt you or make you quit. So just kind of keep that in mind when we start thinking about these particular things. What I do want everybody, again, the night show, we're talking about the power of execution. Why ideas alone aren't enough. Again, the power of execution. Why ideas alone aren't enough. And I'm a little shocked, guys. I know everybody ain't got the shit together. So you guys can call in again, 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number 678-740-9894.
It's painless.
Yeah.
It's painless.
Yeah, everybody.
You ain't got to say your name.
Yeah, you know, everybody just...
You ain't got to say your business. You ain't got to say nothing, but I had a friend that had a friend.
There you go. But we go to the next phase, guys. We're going to just talk about it. And we just talked about the importance of execution and the power of it, rather. What I want to do is give you some tips on how to improve on execution. And the first one is, and I talk about this all the time, setting clear goals. Setting clear goals, and we're going to emphasize the importance of having a roadmap to take those ideas from theory to reality. And that, like Lab asked earlier, if I start off on something and I'm just moving and things not happening, how do I keep from quitting? A lot of times, guys, the reason why is because people have an idea and they have a destination, but they have no plans in between. Make things incremental. Make no benchmarks. Make no checkpoints and stuff like that. And plan to go from here to here to here. Be realistic of the time frame. Don't sit here and say some shit that you know gonna take you a year to do.
Right.
And by 2 or 3 damn months because your ass impatient. That's not how it's gonna go. We ain't got time to do it. I always believe, guys, when I hear people say they don't have time to do it or they don't want to wait, if you're gonna be in the same damn position a year from now, or in the same position 2 years from now, why not do it?
Right. What difference
do it make? You're gonna be doing the same shit anyway.
Right.
So why not do it?
Right.
That's how Poochie look at it.
Right.
If you're gonna be doing the same shit, you're gonna be in the same place.
Right.
Hey, you might as well do it.
Right.
Because nothing's gonna change. So why say that's gonna take too long? What you gonna be doing different?
True.
You know what I'm saying? What are you losing?
Right.
You're gonna be doing the same damn thing. If you say, nah, I ain't gonna do that, I'm also gonna stick with this and do that, or head on this road, I got you.
Right.
But if you're gonna be doing the same damn thing, which most of us are,
right,
why not try that different thing that you may be aspiring about? That's the thing that always stick with me. I'm too old to go back to school. I'm too old to go get this and go do that. I applaud anybody that go and get another skill set. Now, the key thing, you better damn use it. If you take your ass to lash school, to carpentry school, and don't use the shit, yeah, that's your damn silly ass. I'm saying, if you can go do it, because, again, if you're going to be in the same situation, a year, 18 months, 24 months, don't do it.
Right.
Why not do
never
it?
Know till you try.
I find no logic in that. Do not be the barrier of your aspirations. Well, I ain't got time for that. Shut up and just do it.
Right.
Because when you sit there and go back 18 months forward, or 24 months forward, when you could have finished the program, you still bitching about they ain't pay you. You still bitching about you can't get that. You still, and it's not gonna happen, right?
Right.
Excuse me, you add another tool to your toolkit, another skill set, another thing you can actually do. Now you say, well, look, I ain't worried about that. I can go do this. I can do that. I can make a little money on the side. Expand, do that. That's the thing about it.
Right.
But that's people getting their damn way so damn much.
It's so easy to do.
They don't, come on now.
It's so easy. I do it a lot. I get in my own way sometimes. My mind just get to working, and I just, what I tell you all the time. I quit this every day to start tomorrow. But I get in my way a lot.
It's not uncommon though, lad.
Yeah,
it ain't uncommon. I think most people do. Mr. said a good point. I appreciate it, but that's one of the things about it. I'm just saying, if you don't do it, I ain't never been like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't never been like that. But I have a lot of my friends that'll say, I'm too old, da.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, especially if you're in the same situation. Now, if you sit there and know this is Poochie speaking, I'm just kind of give my take on that. Like when I hear somebody say to me, they want to go to real estate school. Now, if you know you ain't no salesperson,
right?
I know,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to do this kind of stuff and go to school for that because you see somebody maybe have success with it. Does your personality coincide with that? Because I don't want you to think that I got my real estate license and now everybody finna come. No, I'm not gonna deal with your dry ass. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be realistic about what we are aspiring to do. How does that kind of fall in with what we doing?
Right.
Because we also do know from an entrepreneurial standpoint, one key thing that a lot of entrepreneurs aren't good with, that they need to have some kind of system, be it themselves or somebody in place, is sales. If you do not like talking to people, you do not like effing or dealing with people,
right,
and you want somebody to spend money with you, good luck. I'm just saying.
Right.
If you're not this people person, you don't like dealing with folks, and you don't have, hey, I got this person that's going to be my person to go out here and do that kind of stuff, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer because you just posting up and doing that kind of stuff, and my deal with your dry ass.
Right.
You could be the best landscaper, the best carpenter, the best, cleaning company. But if you come off as, I don't want to deal with them, they just act kind of funny.
Right.
You'll lose out on that. So that's just something to keep in mind when we start even having these conversations in regards to doing certain things. Kind of self-assess how the hell you are. Right? Just kind of keep that in mind too. And we're talking about, again, ways to improve execution. Actionable steps, like I say, guys, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, benchmarks and checkpoints. Key thing is accountability, guys. Highlight, gotta have a team, have a mentor, have an OG, have people that are gonna be in place that's gonna be yes folks.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, you wrong. I had a situation today, I was going back and forth. I called 3 of my OGs to sit here and say, hey, look, man, this is what's going on. What y'all think about this? Hey, look, this is going to be my response email. What you think about that? Hey, how you do that? I got that in place. I know a lot of shit, but I also know that it's very wise to seek counsel.
Right.
And I can't stress that to you enough. Ain't nothing wrong with not knowing everything. But it's something wrong with knowing that you don't know
everything,
and your dumb ass trying to go out here and do it.
Anyway.
And then, like, man, I didn't know. I wasn't for sure. But you knew somebody could have went to.
Right.
And if you went to them and they weren't there, okay. But if you sit there and bump, man, I'm telling you, people that I know, man, they got some kind of financial stuff going on. Man, why you holler at me? Oh yeah, you do finance, man. Fuck you, man. I ain't fuck with you, man. Thanks for
that's why I spell it.
Lose your shit.
Right.
Study your ass, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It makes no sense to me.
It does. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to sit there and say you got to have accountability partners, people that can help you push through. They can help you, and also check your ass. Check you, and you being the type of person to take criticism. Don't take haters' criticism. What we talk about all the time. People say sometimes, well, you ain't listening. I'm listening. I can repeat what you said verbatim.
Right.
I don't agree with it.
That's it.
Don't take my disagreement for not paying attention or not listening. I heard everything you said. And I'm telling you why I don't agree with it.
Right.
So just because you say it, just because you believe in it, that doesn't mean I have to agree with it. And that definitely doesn't make the shit right. Right? But I think a lot of times people don't want to have folks to say certain things that they like. But that's one of the ultimate tests of growth.
That's when that's when they want them yes men in the place when they necessarily don't need that.
Absolutely. But we gotta be real with ourselves. So make sure you got accountability systems in place. And you got to make sure you, again, we talk about being resilient, understanding, guys, that we want to execute ideas. It ain't going to necessarily be a clear path to get everything. And you got to be persistent. And you got to go with that plan. Go with that plan. So if it's step one, and if you stick to it, that plan will sit there. That's why I always tell you guys that business plan is so important. Not necessarily having a business plan in place for you to go get funded from a bank, but having those systems in place. I got this weekend with an organization, my board member. We got our strategic planning meeting. We're gonna be in there from damn this 7-8 hours, beating up the hammer just to see here how we're gonna do everything for the next 3 years. Right? Every November, huh?
That fan ain't blowing on you.
Is it blowing on me? Yeah, but I'm in the pulpit. The preacher hot, man. Come on now. That's sweat shit, man. Let me go on, lad. You ain't no You got that shit flowing, lad.
I feel you. My bad. Hey. I didn't mean to start. I just was wondering. I know it's a little warm down here. I'm trying to get this.
When Rev get it talking, come on, lad. I appreciate my boy got a concern. But guys, we want to understand that, we talked about it before. 6 red bone so I can hear the fan.
Yeah.
I'm in the zone. But just really just being realistic about it, guys. Just be able to stick to the plan. Don't create barriers for yourself. And don't get upset when shit don't go right, when you start doing it.
Right.
That's why if people will sit there and say, I want to do it this way, that's cool. And that way you want to do it is fine. But shit gonna happen.
Let me ask you a question before before you wrap it up. Do you think people should keep the vision of the business and where they want it to be, regardless? Like, say, people have a vision. They have a vision of what they want this business to be, and they don't want to stray from that business, that vision whatsoever. And then what happens is because the reality is not what the vision is, they quit and give up. Do you think they should adjust accordingly, or let the vision be what it is?
You can't make an orange fit in a square.
Right.
You can't make a square go over a circle. I said orange was a circle.
Right.
You can't do that. So the vision that you have is that vision.
Right.
But if that shit can't come to fruition, it can't come to fruition. So you got to make a choice. Am I going to keep trying to put this circle in a square?
Right.
Am I going to keep trying to put this square on a circle?
Right.
So that's your ass.
Okay.
So it's not an issue of quitting. You got to make a choice to say, okay, listen, this is what I want. I want to really push these particular cakes. I love my cakes. Nobody want to buy my cakes, but they crazy about my pies.
Right.
You got to sit here and say that, but it's supposed to be, Johnny cakes.
Right.
Look, nobody want no fucking Johnny cake. They want Johnny pie. Right. So, at the end of the day, you got to make that determination.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, that's about as brutally honest I can sit here and say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the vision be blinding sometimes, though. Like the vision of what entrepreneur wants their business to be, how successful. Because you see it, and man, I'm about to make the best. Like we always talk about, my chicken is the best chicken ever. 700 people come eat my chicken. They tell me it's the best chicken ever. And then when it gets in the business, it's not. Ain't nobody in line.
Well, like I say, we can argue opinions. We can't argue results.
Right.
If the sales ain't happening, what we doing?
Right.
But they do like your gumbo. So I'm just saying to you, like, it doesn't matter what you like of your vision. Once reality starts going in, you got to make a decision at that point. It's just
this ain't church's gumbo. It's church's chicken.
Yeah. Again, you got to make that decision on that kind of stuff. And that just at the end of the day, like you want to have that way, and I get it.
Right.
But we're not selling shit to ourselves.
Right. We're
not buying our own stuff.
Right. Ray Kroc, when he took over McDonald's, he said that when he went and got, because he didn't invent McDonald's, it was already a business. He said when he went there and he saw what they were doing, he was like, we need to implement, let me buy this from you. And some other said he implemented the shakes. He's like, they was like, no, this is a hamburger place. He's like, yeah, but they like shakes too. And he started implementing, and that's what started taking the business off. Like, we're going to add this onto the menu. They was like, no, all we do is hamburgers here. Hamburgers and French fries. He's like, yeah, but we need to add this. He said that's what helped the business because they like the hamburgers, but they love the shakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how he did. And then he's got this automated shake machine. They could do 6, 7 shakes at a time back then.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, no, we do it shakes one at a time and make them fresh. He's like, no, but you can do 6 at a time and make them fresh. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So, that was just one of those things. Like, you have to learn how to pivot on certain things and learn what adds value to the business and what to take away.
Yeah. There are so many times when again, I can't stress it enough, we get in our own damn way. Well, because we want to be so stuck on everything. And again, we forget that we are not selling to ourselves and we are not buying shit from us. We are not paying for our products. We are not paying for our services.
Mm-hmm.
But we want people to spend money with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we lose sight of that.
Mm-hmm.
The customer ain't always right, but the customer always paying for your shit.
Right.
And at the end of the day, when you sign to dictate what the hell they're going to do,
right,
it's not going to happen.
Right.
So, to your point, you got that vision. Mm-hmm. But at some point, reality got to sink in. Slick had said something?
Yeah, Slick said, Lab thinks that us people from the west side of Atlanta think differently. He said we think things easily fall into place the way we see it, and it's not. I do. Like for her friends, it seems like they just falls into place. Like with minimal effort. And that's the way I just see things. I'm not saying all people from the west side. I'm just saying the people that I've encountered.
You say they expect it or just happen to just fall into place?
Just happen to fall into place.
Oh, it's a shit called luck.
Yeah.
It's a shit called luck. You know what? Sometimes when people stay, and a lot of times it's not necessarily even luck. It's just some things are just going to be how they are,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got to be realistic that, okay, these particular things we doing, they fall into place because that's how it is.
Right.
We want to move outside of that. It's a good chance things may be different or have a different result and all that kind of stuff. But they go back to the resilient piece to understand that, hey, when you try to go and execute out ideas, it may not go the way I had planned.
Right.
You got to be okay with that, guys.
Right.
Listen, guys, I hope we all enjoyed this, the discussion we had in regards to, executing the ideas, the power execution, why ideas alone aren't enough. I hope we had a good discussion. I also hope that you guys, really enjoyed the plans or the tips I gave you on how to bring those ideas to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, I can't stress to you enough. Don't quit. Try it.
Mm-hmm.
And be realistic about the effort and the plan that you put in place. Because far too often, people give a minimal attempt but act like they just did so much.
Right.
You know how much you sacrifice you gave her to try shit.
Right.
And be realistic about that.
Right.
Because I can say certain things like, no, I said, man, I stuck my toe in the water.
Right.
And maybe if I put my whole damn foot in, and everything, cause I kind of see what was happening, but I didn't want to do that because I had other stuff going on. I can be honest about that.
Right.
But don't let your minimal effort, be, the truth about why shit didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Try it. If you tried, the shit didn't work, you can at least what? Say I tried.
Right.
Okay, at least say you tried. And I guarantee you'll feel a whole lot better of saying you tried than saying you never damn did at all and wish you had her. And now you sitting back looking on life and you can't do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Love you all. I appreciate it. Remember what I said, guys. Project 100K. Project 100K. We're at 89,000 subscribers right now. We got to get to this 100,000 subscribers on Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. So if you have not been to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, subscribe. Get there. Share it with 5 different people that you know. Hell, 10 different people that you know. We got to get there, guys. A lot of great information there. And you know what? Most importantly, the shit is free.
Right.
All right, it's free. So look, man, love you all. Take care. Be safe. And I'll talk with you soon.